You're now listening to So You Were Saying
with Dora and Lex.
Tune in every Friday for the latest episode. Except for when I'm in a bad mood.
Okay. But
all right,
stop talking. And hey, guys.
Hey, how y'all doing? You are now tuned into another episode of So You Were Saying with your host,
Ms. Dora.
and Lex.
Doom, doom. I just wanted to
Y'all,
figure
I'm
things
excited.
out.
Super excited.
Super.
I'm in a great mood today, and I'm hyped up off my little sips of caffeine that I've been sipping on today.
I left my coffee so far away. Why?
Ooh, sucks to be you.
I know. We can't even move. We're tied to these mics. And if I move, you're going to hear me breathing hard. And let me stop. You know what you're here for.
Right.
You're here for an episode. And this episode, honestly, it's something that we need to talk about. This episode is called Are You a Cheater?
Are you a
Yes,
cheater?
honey. We about to break it down what we consider cheating.
Did you cheat on me? Did I cheat on you?
You might have cheated on somebody you don't know, depending on who you ask.
So let's talk about it.
Okay, here we go. I'm just saying.
How do you define cheating?
Many
basically?
ways.
There are so many people. Oh, y'all know we in the Bronx, by the way. FYI, y'all didn't know we in the big down Bronx in New York City. So if you hear some horns in the background, we apologize in advance.
We don't. It's just what it's the ambiance.
Right. You get what you get. You don't get upset.
Exactly.
All right. Back to cheating.
So, okay. For me, I think people break it down into two different types of cheating, right? Well, not everybody.
I do.
Most people.
Physical and
Right.
emotional.
Right. But I feel like a lot of people get more upset over the physical cheating.
Really?
But
I don't.
at the same time, I think that they're equally as bad. Okay, here we go. I think that they're equally as bad. I'm sorry. Like the physical cheating, like, yes, you're not supposed to be putting your noodle into anybody else while you're with me. That was the
Not your
agreement.
noodle.
Unless we agreed that the noodle was free.
No.
If the noodle wasn't free and I didn't know it was free, but you just free giving it out for free, like you some sort of charity out there. Like I'm not. That was not okay, and I'm gonna be upset. But however,
is it the lie or is it the noodle? Like, because that's two different reasons. So like,
oh Lord Jesus,
because you got to break it down.
I'm gonna break it all the way down.
I'm just saying, like, you putting your noodle right here we go. You putting your noodle, so that's what we're calling it in this episode, your noodle, into someone else.
Mm-hmm.
For me personally, wouldn't be the issue. It's did you lie to me about it? Did I know about the noodle being inserted into someone else? Like, did we discuss this prior?
But that's what I'm. Wait, whoa! Take it back. But this
again,
is
cheating, right? What's considered cheating and what's not.
Okay. So that's what I just said. If we did not discuss that your noodle can be shared, and then you then go and then put your noodle into someone else, that to me is physical cheating. So yes, there was a part of a lie, but at the same time, it's just no.
Is it a lie? Did they tell you yet? See, that's the thing. Like, I don't know. I have so many fine lines here because, again,
I'm breathing hard.
Yes. Is it cheating? Yes. But the lie, for me personally, I don't think I would be upset about the cheating. I would be upset if you lied to me about the cheating. Like if you came home that next day after you did some dirtiness and told me that you did your dirtiness.
Oh, you be okay with it?
Not that I would be okay with it, but I would have to respect you for telling me versus me trying to find out through somebody else or you like literally just lying about it until the darkness came to the light.
Okay. Yo, Dora is not that type of woman. I'm sorry. I've literally experienced this, my body, my whole entire soul.
Yo, if y'all can see her right now, she's like, no.
I swear, I feel like, Jesus, take the wheel.
Let me sip my coffee.
All I'm saying is, okay, everybody knows I was obviously in a relationship. I was married. This man, the way that I found out that he was cheating.
Again, you found out through someone else.
No, I did not.
Or
I
found something else.
No, I found out because he told me. He told me
blatantly.
This is, and this is why I don't necessarily agree with your statement just now. We were in the car and I remember this vividly and he sat there and he was like, I have something that I need to get off my chest because God, like, I feel like I'm not going to be great with God if I don't get this off my chest. Literally, this is what this man said. He pulled in God.
I don't even remember this version of the story.
He was praying. Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't remember if you told me this part of the story.
Oh, first of all, okay. And by we were in the car, I mean, he was on the phone and I was in my car. I was in my vehicle. So we weren't together. He was in his vehicle. I was in my, because I need to preface that because we would have died that day if he was in that vehicle.
I believe it.
But what I will say is he was the one that divulged all the details. I had my suspicions because of little articles of clothing.
But
that
again,
were
this
not
was
my
like
size.
a long, drawn out thing prior to you finding out.
There were little,
or multiple
there was,
times.
There was evidence. Again, when you're being cheated on, you know. I don't know. I can't tell you how you know.
That's not what I'm talking about, though. I'm not talking about you. Okay, I'm talking about a mistake versus a pattern.
Okay,
that's what I'm talking about. Because people can make mistakes. We're human. I'm not expecting anybody to be perfect.
Okay, so you consider a mistake. How do you mistakenly put your noodle into somebody?
You'd be surprised. Most of it requires alcohol, but you'd be surprised.
I just want to know.
All I'm saying is,
I just want to know. I'm sorry, y'all ears.
What I'm saying is, it's okay. Yes, obviously, we all make choices to put ourselves in predicaments to lead to problems, right? And no, most people don't call them mistakes because you had a step, you had a choice every step of the way.
Right.
Okay, I get that. I also agreed to that statement too. It's a double-edged sword over here. That's all I'm saying. But
she's trying to say, just don't come at my neck, please.
Don't come at my neck, because everybody's version of things are different, and I'm playing devil's advocate on this side. What I'm saying is, okay, for example, right? I don't want to use. That's such a bad. I'm about to use a bachelor party, but I was like, that's your wedding day. It's like your wedding day.
I was
tomorrow.
about to say,
let's not do that.
Yeah.
But okay, a night out with the guys, right? A night out with the guys, you go to the strip club, you do what you do. The boys bring over some strippers or whatever. Like, this is like strictly a hypothetical story here. But
she's like, this ain't nobody's tea.
This is not nobody's tea. I'm just trying to play something up in my head right now. But everybody's like, super intoxicated. Okay. If you're the type of man who can still get up when you're intoxicated, because not every man can, right? And things go down, and you tell me about it the very next day, like I'm talking about, you come to me with some remorse, like you really regret what happened, and it was really just blame it on the alcohol. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like at that point I might
blame it on the devil. All I'm saying. I
would have to respect you for letting me know, and then at that point I would have to decide if I can move past that. But I definitely would give you the respect of being honest with me and coming forward about it, versus like a cheat to me is really like if you drew it out and like you just was out here doing things multiple times and you like making up stories and you lying to me, and like, to me that's cheating, but a mistake is a mistake.
Okay.
Like, it's still cheating.
Listen
it's
to
just
me.
There's levels.
Okay. There may be levels. There may be levels of accountability. I'll give you that. However, the title of cheater and cheating is still there. The problem that
I'm trying to help y'all out over here.
You can't.
I'm trying.
You can't.
I'm not a cheater, so
it's a sinking ship. It's just gone.
I'm just trying to help y'all out.
No, it was the whole Ross and Jack. You're dead.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
I tried.
At the end of the day, you had an opportunity. Like, this is what I'm saying. When you're in a relationship, in a committed monogamous, because again, you can have an open relationship and that's different, but a monogamous relationship with someone, you have the obligation and responsibility to that relationship to keep it monogamous. So therefore, situations where your noodle can accidentally.
I didn't say accidentally.
Okay.
I just said
whatever.
You made a mistake. You blame it on the alcohol and you call it a day.
Whatever. The alcohol got to you and then the noodle was like on the loose, right? And it just found a hole somewhere, right? I'm just saying that to me is a poor excuse. Just a poor excuse. Like, to me, it doesn't make sense. Like, you made a choice. That day you could have chosen not to cheat on me, but you said, no, I am going to cheat on you. And then I'm going to deal with the repercussions as they come.
Okay, so let's talk about the things that are not so obviously, labeled as cheating, right? So we all know if you put your thing in anything, then you cheated. Okay, we got that part. If you allow somebody to put their thing inside of your thing, then that's cheating.
If things are touching,
that's not with your partner, and
right.
y'all don't have an open relationship,
right?
You cheated.
You shouldn't be cheating.
You cheated. That's a period, point blank. Okay,
right.
Let's talk about the things that other people find to be cheating that aren't so like, oh my God, you cheated on me, right?
The emotional part of it.
The emotional part, the flirtatious part, and things of that nature. Things that some people don't find to be cheating and other people do find to be labeled as cheating.
So for me, flirting, there's a difference.
God.
There's a difference between flirtation right? Because some people are naturally coquetos or naturally flirtatious.
It's me.
My thing sitting over here to the right of me, right?
It's me, y'all. It's
Versus
me.
versus somebody that crosses that line into intimacy through conversation. That's what I consider cheating.
You know what I was told recently
Yes.
by a Dominican man?
Mhm.
He said, "You don't talk to every man." I said, "What? I talk to anybody." And it's true. If y'all know me, I talk to everybody. And apparently I've been flirting my whole life. I didn't know I was flirting, but I was flirting.
You're just
Um,
flirtatious by nature.
Yeah, apparently I'm a very flirtatious
She's
individual.
like coqueta.
But I am, but I really am. It took me a long time to really like admit that and become aware of that. That I was like, I'm just being nice. I was like, no, you flirting. I was like, you know what? I'm a flirt. And it is what it is. It took me a long time.
That's
but
just
anyways,
your flow.
it really is. It is who I am. I like to flirt. Men, women, young, old, not younger, like not like that. I'm talking about just
Or older.
you know, older, whatever. You know what I'm saying? All right. Anyways,
Come here, grandpa.
right, come here, Grandpa. Come here. What you got going on with them wrinkles? Bring it over here.
Oh my Go ahead.
Wait, I gotta focus. You're making me lose my train of thought here.
Mhm.
What was I saying?
The man told you don't talk to every man.
Oh, yes. The Dominican man. He was like, "You don't talk to every man." I said, "What?" And I was like, he's like, "Oh, well, when you talk to them, do you look them in their eyes?" I said, "Absolutely. First of all, I find that to be a sign of respect. Like, you need to look me in my eyes when I'm speaking to you. I don't care who you are."
Right.
He's like, "No, you don't look men in their eyes because then they're looking into your soul and they feel like now they can approach you. But if you ignore them, if you brush them off, if you give them very little eye contact, then they'll go about their day. You know, they think that you're ignoring them. It's disrespectful to the person that you're with if you decide that you want to look a man in the eyes for a long amount of time." And I was just like, huh?
What type of repressed and oppressed type of situation? Or no, I'm sorry.
I was just like,
I'm gonna call a
that's
big
cheating?
BS. That's not cheating. Stop it. That comes from the same philosophy of and I don't want to point out any specific religion
Oh,
or
yes.
whatnot,
Uh-huh.
but
Yes.
women need to gaze down because the gaze of a woman, that's where it comes from. That whole philosophy of, oh my goodness, like, how dare a woman is so weak, like they're going to be able to see everything of her. No, we are not that. I am not
just
this
feel like it's
defenseless.
a sign of respect to look
Right.
someone in their eyes
Of
when you're
course.
speaking with them, male or female.
Of course.
So I'm like, if that's me flirting
That's not
or
you.
me
No.
being disrespectful to my spouse, you gonna be with the wrong woman. You got to get you a new one because
He needs to get a new philosophy in life. Like, I'm sorry. That's just that to me. I
But
was
it
like,
came out, and I
no.
was just like, I've never heard that.
No,
But I mean,
always
outside
look
of
at
that
people.
religion, obviously.
Right.
But
Or no, and it's not just one religion. It's just, this isn't a very antiquated ideology of women and that women need to stand down or women need to take a step back because they need to be safeguarded or protected. Or
right.
they're these like meek milled, like delicate flowers that can't be touched. No.
Well, no, I do know in one religion the men aren't supposed to look at women either. Like,
Right.
look women in their
Right.
eyes.
There's
I'm
several.
not calling out any specific.
Right.
That's your religion. Is your religion. I'm just saying.
Right. Whatever you're. But for me personally, I don't see that as being flirtatious. That's not, personally, from me knowing you for so long, that's not the part of you that comes off as flirtatious.
No, oh no, I'm definitely outside of that. Still a flirtatious individual.
Right.
But
I was
again,
like, there's other
took me a
things.
long time to realize that.
But what I will say is, but then again, okay, so let's pull it back to, remember the little one.
Mhm.
We all know, right?
Oh, I thought you, girl. I was about to say.
Lord Jesus, what were, hold that
I
thought.
was like, oh wait, your little one.
My little, oh God. Yes,
I was
my
like,
little
wait,
one.
what
little
we
one?
bringing out to
Yes,
the table right
no.
now?
My little one. He was that type. Like, I'm telling you, like, this man is just naturally a flirt. Like, there was not a waitress in sight. There was not a anybody. Like, everything was just like with this smoothness and this like, you got it, babe. Okay, dude, I see you. Male or female. Like, it's just when
Yes.
people are flirtatious, it has nothing to do with sexual like attraction or like anything like that.
That's
It's
what
just
I try to tell people.
it's just their flow. It's just the way, like, you guys are very smooth with your words and, like, let me chat you up. It's that flow. But to be completely honest, most of the men that I've dated have that flow to them because it's just, I'm very sassy.
Mhm.
Like, I'm very sassy with my stuff. Like, if you cannot.
But people consider that cheating. Like, I know people who consider that type of like
Mhm.
aura or energy, I don't know what you want to call it, cheating.
No, I think it crosses a
Flirting
line.
cannot be done with, like, for some people,
Mhm.
without them taking it as you being a cheater.
Right. So that's where I think like there has to be, where at least for me, there's a distinction, right? I think because many times the people that are flirtatious by nature, they will do it around anyone and they'll do it in front of your partner.
That's a
And
fact.
honestly, I start egging on. I was like, yeah. Like don't get me started. I'd be the main
That was a
hype
problem
man.
in the beginning for me and Penelope.
Really?
Absolutely.
I can see that.
That was
Penelope.
a big problem.
But I feel like that leads into insecurity.
And that's what I said. I was like, don't be so insecure. And I'm just,
Mhm.
y'all, I don't sugarcoat anything, not even, I don't care who I'm talking to. I was like, don't be so insecure. Like, it's just,
Mhm.
if you're going to be with me, you got to know that that's how I am.
Right.
Because I'm not going to be trying to hide. And it's just,
Right.
it's who I am. So I'm either, I would rather you see me do it in front of you
Right.
than for you to walk up one day and think that I'm really trying to like bag somebody because I'm being who I am.
Right.
Like,
But I
get outta
think I
here.
just realized, I was like, wow. I think of there's certain insecurities obviously that we all have, and just thinking about myself, that's never been something that made me insecure.
Mhm.
But I think it's because partially, like secretly, like when I also move, I
Mhm.
may have some flirtatious to me because like honestly, when I deal with like men, at least, okay, sir.
And it's the look.
It's a sir.
It's the
Yes,
look. Yes,
I do.
sir.
You see, I can be disrespectful with it. I'm sorry. You see? But again, they need to know your personality and who you are, and it's
Now,
okay.
if you're not a flirtatious individual and then you get caught flirting, now we know that's
Right.
more to the story than what you're trying
Right.
to give off because that's not who you are.
You all up here touching the neck.
Right.
Like, why you touching
Why
your
you
neck?
touching the neck? Why you flipping your hair? Why you smiling too
Right,
hard?
right.
Because that's not who you are naturally.
Right. But what I think is crossing the line is when you're crossing into that intimacy thing. Like if you're okay, so let's just pull up some tea. So
Let's just spill some tea.
let's just spill some tea.
Sip my
So
coffee.
when it comes to, again, many people nowadays, especially because internet is a contact being a content creator, right? And internet provides you with resources for money.
Right.
People request many different requests. So if you're out there, I know you've gotten it, your DMs like hitting you up for different like wild requests, and you're like, what? You want to pay me for what? To do what? Yes. And one of those things that I've come across and I've kindly declined through the years is men that are in full-fledged relationships posted like, I see your girl.
Yo.
I see you
And
follow
they don't
your
care.
girl.
They don't care.
Right?
They don't care.
Posted Valentine's Day, hit you up and be like, so I'm gonna give you X amount of dollars if you can just, send me a picture of those feet. Or
And
send me a picture.
Like, yo, and I be like, let me get my money. You
Or-
want to pay my bills
no.
too? Come through.
Or the other one is, what if we get some risky text from here and there, and that's like their
Right.
thing, and their girlfriend won't do it. And I sat there and I
And
asked,
people have those type of fetishes.
of course,
Y'all have to know who
Mhm.
y'all are dating because
Mhm.
not for nothing, it could be the littlest,
right,
the smallest of things
Mhm.
that can make the biggest difference in your relationship.
right,
And if you're not giving it to them, something as simple as like risky text messages,
right,
they're gonna go get it from somebody else.
exactly. So I asked this individual, and I was like, so tell me, what is it? What is it that makes this tick? Like, what's the thing, right? What's the
Right.
difference between if you're going to give me money and I'm going to do that for you versus, like, why you have a full-fledged girlfriend that I feel like y'all seem happy, right?
It's always
But the
deceiving.
internet's always a liar. But no. He goes, no, he's like, I've brought this up to her. It's not her thing. And I seek elsewhere. But I also don't want to push it because I am happy with her. And she's enough. And I don't want her to build that insecurity of thinking that she's not enough. But this is missing for me.
Right.
So it's interesting. But then again, I was like, I sat and I thought, I was like, would that be considered cheating? Because I mean,
does she know about
she
it?
does not know about it.
Then it's cheating.
Right. And that's why
I'm like, then
and-
it's cheating.
right. And that's what I'm saying. But that part, because you crave it in an intimacy type of way, that's where I say that's cheating versus the flirting.
Yeah. No, I can't disagree with you there.
Right,
I'm like,
right?
I can't.
It's
tough.
mind blowing. But I'm like,
It's so again something so simple, but it's like because if you're doing
drop them
something,
dollars.
if you're doing something knowing that what you're doing can hurt your spouse,
Mm-hmm.
it's cheating.
Mhm.
Like
Right.
it's cheating. If you're like, I've done so much flirting, even via text. Penelope knows.
Mhm.
Man, you have access to my phone. I don't care.
Right.
It's just, But when you're doing it and they don't know
Right.
that you're doing it, and it's just like, if they do find out, it's really gonna you're cheating on them.
Yeah.
That's like an emotional
right.
comfort or whatever that you're missing, that they're
Right.
not providing. And if they find out that you're getting it from elsewhere, it's gonna hurt them. You're cheating on them.
Right. Because it's going to be betrayal. Like people,
Betrayal. That's the
right.
word.
People
Emotional
don't-
betrayal.
Right. People don't
Jesus.
understand that's it. But again, there's individuals that don't believe that is cheating, or they don't believe, for example, that kissing is cheating.
Yeah.
Like,
again,
oh,
me.
full on
Me.
sex would be cheating, but if you're kissing somebody, then that's not cheating. Or if you like touch somebody, then that's not cheating because you technically didn't do it. Like there's a big, and I think that has to do with the like social norm of sex only being through penetration, that it's like, oh my God, engraved into our brains. But I don't see it that way. I feel like all those other things can be cheating depending on who you are.
On who you are, yes.
Right.
I won't say that I agree with it 100% as for my personal, things that
Oh,
I find to be
God. So if your man kisses another female, you be like, all right, that's cool. Not cheating.
yeah, I mean, like, what were we doing? Were we at a party? Did you have fun? Did you
have fun? I'm
have
done,
a good
Lex.
time? Because but you know me, you know how I've been, you know my sexual background, y'all know, like, I've been touched in my life, and I just never found sex to be
So physical. Okay, so
I've never found physical touch
Uh-huh.
to be sacred.
right. Okay.
So for me, if you know how many random people I've made out with? Like, plenty. I remember walking down the streets in Savannah, Georgia on New Year's.
Savannah.
New Year, and I'm like, I think I kissed like 3 people that night.
What area code is that?
I don't even know. But we had a good time. We had a good time that New Year. And I will say that since having my daughter, I don't live that life anymore. Because I got to kiss my child, and I can't just be taking random things home to her. But back in the day, I didn't care. I'm like, okay, you want to kiss? Let's make out. Yes. So for me, it's just like physical touch is not a sacred part of my life. That if you go and you do something, I'm gonna just be like, you got it out your system?
So I have a question, because this is very interesting, because obviously I don't live that same life. What constitutes the monogamy in your relationship?
Emotional. It's more emotional for me. I need to be able to trust I need to be able to trust that you are emotionally mine and I am emotionally yours.
Okay.
And that you're not giving that part of yourself to anyone else.
But okay, so just playing devil's advocate. Now that's for you, right? But
Right.
what if you have a partner? So like, let's say that Penelope
is not like that.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. But
Physical
Penelope,
touch is his thing.
Right,
God
but-
forbid I do anything with anyone else. This man will have a freaking heart attack.
But this is what I'm saying. Because Penelope feels that physical touch is his intimacy and his love language,
Mhm.
right? Him touching another female, wouldn't that also constitute as an emotional? Because for him it is.
Right, which is why he doesn't do see, that's the thing. I am who I am, and he is who he is,
Mhm.
but we respect that we're different in that area.
Okay.
So he doesn't do it, because the day that he does it, I already know. I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
so you like this girl. You
Mhm.
like this lady. We need to talk about something, because clearly something's wrong.
Okay.
Something's wrong.
It's funny because technically he would not be, under your guidelines, he wouldn't be cheating because physical doesn't count for you.
Right.
But because it counts for him, then it is cheating.
Then it is cheating.
Because then it's emotional.
Exactly. 100%. And it's been like that our whole relationship. It is a weird thing,
Mhm.
but yeah.
That is funny. No, but it makes a lot of sense.
And in the beginning, before we were like monogamous, right?
Mhm.
It was like, I was telling him, like, please go. Maybe days I just didn't want to do anything. Like, go knock your socks somewhere else, because I'm tired.
Mhm.
He wouldn't do it. He couldn't do it.
Right, because he equates it to being
Because it's
a
cheating.
cheater. A
Mhm.
cheater. Infidelity.
Infidelity.
I can't.
So, but me, I was just like, please, somebody come get this man.
and I think these, and this is why it's so important to have those conversations early on,
Mhm.
to figure out exactly how it works. Because again, imagine if you get in a situation like you guys,
Mhm.
like you're like, oh, I can be all freeballing it out here. And then the other person's like, what are you doing? You're cheating on me. And then the other person's like, just flirting up a storm. What are you doing? That's emotional cheating.
And we've had, it's funny, we've had certain conversations like that in the past when we took our breaks or whatever. It was always like a random, like TMI or whatever. I guess on the podcast it's never TMI, but when we had a break and I did do something with someone else, he was like, at first it was like, how could you? And then it was just like, it's you. And I was just like, yeah. And then he wasn't upset because he realized that it wasn't an emotional thing. Like it was, and he was like, all right.
That's a lot of love. There's a lot of love there. So that
absolutely. No. But at the end of the day, again, it's like, I didn't hide it. It wasn't a lie. I didn't lie. I didn't whatever. Like when the time came and it happened, it was like, all right, this is what happened.
Right.
But we're not together, so I can do what I want technically, but I'm letting you know because I respect you.
Right.
And he was upset at first and then he got over it and was like, all right, this is what we're doing.
But not only just love, but that's why they say it's like love is never enough. It's not. Transparency and truthfulness is.
You have to have such an open level of communication because it's not gonna work any other way.
Right.
Like it's not. I don't care how much you love a person. Love will never be enough.
Right.
I can love you to the death of me and still not want nothing to do with you, and
That's
I can love you to the death of me and have like I want you, or I can not love you in that moment, but I want you there because of everything else that we have.
Right.
It's just.
Just like listen. I mean, obviously, I've known behind the scenes because Dora knows, but just like hearing it to how you have to manipulate and like. It's like understand and be comfortable with that and really get to know your partner. I was like, wow, that takes a lot of disclosure because most people are living in these fake masks where they're not even expressing themselves as they should. They're just living through social norms that are convenient.
And I can't do that. I can't be in a relationship like that. Yo, like not for nothing, me and Penelope, we have our problems. Like y'all will hear about that a different day. But obviously we're not perfect. But when I tell you our communication as far as like that in that area is on point, it's on point.
Well,
it's on point.
No, but it's very necessary because I think that's why a lot of the cheating does happen in the first place.
Absolutely.
Because you're not understanding what would be disrespectful or crossing the line for your partner.
Because people don't want to have those uncomfortable conversations. It's an uncomfortable. Nobody really wants to tell people like their insecurities and because that's what it is. You have to really dig deep and you got to give somebody a table of your insecurities and say, I'm entrusting you with this. Don't use it against me.
Right.
But we need it on the table so that way we know how to love each other.
Right.
That's what that is. And it's hard because now you have put all your cards on the table and it's like, my weaknesses and God forbid you use them against me.
Right. Maybe this is why I'm thinking. No, I'm just. It's just it's difficult. It's difficult to put yourself. I mean, but I definitely do have on those few dates and stuff like that I've gone on. I definitely have those conversations, but people aren't even. I've realized through the time it's just like you sit down with a lot of people and it's like you have no idea who you are.
Nope.
And I'm not here to get you through self-awareness training. I'm not responsible for that. Like some people don't even need it or find it necessary. And I was like I think that's what's drawn me back from the whole dating thing because when you come to start talking about these things and what are triggers and this, that, and the third, and this bothers me and this is why this bothers me. And you just lay it out. A lot of people are like, oh my God, like that's a lot, but I mean, it took time, but you have to, I personally feel like you should.
You absolutely should, because how else are you going to navigate through that relationship? How else? I mean, granted, you're not going to learn everything overnight and everything is not going to come, whatever. But when it comes, you have to be okay with yourself enough and in tune with yourself enough to be able to take what's happening in that moment with your spouse, right? And not like explode, but really see it from their point of view.
Right.
And then articulate it going forward.
Now, I have a question because obviously you're the one in a relationship. The whole idea of a hall pass. Some people feel
What do you consider a hall pass?
So a hall pass would basically be a certain specific person or situation where a partner can ask the other individual like, hey, today I could do what I want with this person, but just this person, nobody else. And then it's not considered cheating or crossing the line.
So again, back to physical touch not being
Mhm.
my thing. Penelope has a few people that I would like. No, it's a hard no. You can't even think about doing anything physical with this individual because I know
Mhm.
that there's some level of emotional attachment there,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna cut you.
Ooh,
So don't do it.
that's true.
I give you all the passes you want with everyone else,
Mhm.
not these specific individuals.
You want to know what's funny? I kind of have that, but with like my friends. So okay, let me explain. You know how like some people love to like double dip and back dip, what I call, into like their friends as exes. I'm not that type of person,
Okay,
right? So to me, I would
Ooh,
consider
that's a whole topic for a
right.
different day. That's
No,
a
no, no.
whole topic.
But
'cause-
thinking about cheating, I'm like, oh my goodness, cheating. I also consider this to be cheating. Like when it comes down to like you have a friend, you have an ex, right?
whole topic.
There's certain exes that I'm like, hell, look the other way. I don't care
Not
how
this
fun.
one.
I don't care how fine he became through the years. 5 years later, and I know he's been hitting the gym, but no, you cannot have him. I don't care. Like that.
I don't
shouldn't
care that we're
even.
not together no more. You can't do it.
That should not have been an option for you in the first place. Like that is girl code, cheater.
Oh man, see, I have a whole different.
No, I know, but that just
I
clicked
would
in
say
my
we've
head.
had this conversation, which is funny because when we had the conversation, Dora was like, "This is why I don't date men that my friends might find attractive."
No, okay, so I'm not. This is what I'm talking about having the whole thing about, and nothing's a mistake. You had a decision and you made a choice from the beginning.
I just feel okay.
No, let me just make this
okay,
statement.
Okay.
It's nothing personal, and it's not to say that I don't trust my friends, but I always keep my house, and I've learned this through time. My mother always said, at the end of the day, ese roce, back and forth, eso no es bueno. What that means is that whole back and forth of chummy, always having your females inside your man's house and blah, 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 this and that. It's never a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't spill that tea, but there's been households, there's been families that have been broken because of activity like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because unfortunately, and it's not just of when you're present, it's just you don't know. Like there's just a thing. And I'm not that type of chick. Like my house is sacred for my inner circle, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we're all in as couples, okay, cool, whatever, that's fine.
Okay.
But like that whole, I'm just gonna chill. Like even like, for example, even in our friendship, right?
Right.
There's few times that Penelope and I have stayed alone.
Right.
It's usually if I have to do something, then Lex is here. If Lex is not here, I'll be back.
That's true.
And that's just a respect thing. It's not again, there's no sexual attraction. There will never, he's not my type. I'm not his type. Like there is no way in
God's
this earth,
earth.
right, that this is going to happen. However, it's a respect thing. Like that's my friend's man. And I don't ever want not a hair, not an ounce of, this played out, blah, blah, blah. Cause
Right.
I just don't want that. Like I feel like that would affect our friendship. And it's just like for me, once that little hairs, I'm like, why am I bothered? Now we got to talk about it. Then we got to sit down.
Now
and
we
then
got to clear the air.
Right. And at the end of the day, I was like, I can't ask her to choose, me above her man. That's her baby daddy. Like now I'm asked out. I don't have a friend. You get what I'm saying? Like it's a lot. Like, but that's how I feel. And I feel like when I that's why I'm saying every step that you take, there's a choice. And I get it. Like I'm a little psychotic with it, thinking so far
I
in
don't
advance.
think that you're psychotic. I just think that okay, I've seen examples where people have dated people that their friends or siblings have dated.
Ooh.
That's a whole different story.
God.
Whole different story for a different day. Right?
Right.
My thing with that is it's tough. Okay, here's my stance on that. I know. It's like my heart is racing. I know niggas gonna be like, oh, you foul. But it's not that I'm foul. It's just that
anxiety setting.
Life is full of choices and opportunities.
Right.
Choices and opportunities.
Amen.
I'm a firm believer in you never know what's for you. And unfortunately, sometimes, and I've seen it work out where like that person was with that person, but then that really didn't work and they couldn't see it at the time, but everybody else knew that wasn't going to work. And they ended up with somebody else in their circle, in their inner circle.
Right.
And it was perfect. And they got married and they're in love and it's been years. It's just, unfortunately, life is full of opportunities and choices. If you feel like your soulmate, your true, like, yo, to the death of me, that's my ride or die, is with somebody that happens to be your friend. I don't know, like, my man, like,
I'm not trying to.
I'm not trying to knock nobody's blessings. That's why I can't be mad. Like, at the end of the day, okay, obviously not you and Penelope, but just for example purposes, like, if you and Penelope were ever to, like, again, I know, never, but y'all just don't even match. But I'm just saying, if y'all happen to have matched, right, and him and I wouldn't even be mad at you. I'm like, do you think, sis? I'm that type of person. But there are people who are like, that is girl code or bro code, and you don't do that. And I'm like, life is full of opportunities.
Where's my inhaler?
I know for some people I sound really bad right now, but I'm just saying, like, you never know who's for you.
Okay, so let's just break it down. I'm not. I see your point. Okay, I see your point. Okay, I see your point. I understand. I am not about blocking somebody's blessings. And does that mean that I would not like, if you literally, like, if I had a man, whatever, like, let's say Penelope wasn't in the case in this situation, right?
Okay.
I had a man, we broke up, and then you're like, yo, Fuego came up to me, I met him, blah blah blah, this and that. It just kicked off, and like, legit, like,
first of all, no lie, if I meet Fuego right now, I dead wouldn't even know who he is.
Right.
So if I was to bring him to you, and then I'm like, oh, I didn't know.
Right. No. Okay. But let's pretend like you did. Okay. Let's pretend like you did. And then that's the situation. You come to me and you're like, Dora, like, girl, like, this is the real deal. Like, you know, whatever. It's not that it would, like, our friendship would be able to continue. Like, I'm not that, you know, vindictive or like spiteful. I don't even know what the word would be, but like butthurt, that I wouldn't be like,
yeah, that's the word I was about to say.
I'm not gonna be that butthurt that I'm gonna be like, oh my God, our friendship of X amount of years is going to end.
But some people are like that.
No, I understand. But what I'm saying is, would it change the dynamic of who we are?
Absolutely.
It would, because the thing is, at the end of the day, it's just like, I've also had an intimate relationship with this individual, and it's just like, out of the respect thing, like, it's more of that whole situation. Like, I would be super like strict on what can and can't, because it's, again, I've been with that already. You
I know
what
what's
I mean?
going on over there.
Right,
that
exactly.
thing is slanging.
So I don't I don't want that. I wouldn't want that cross of, you know. And the thing is also, as friends, like the type of friendship specifically that you and I have, right? We disclose a lot of information about our previous experiences, about our relationships. Like, I feel like it would also hinder what we can disclose, because, again, it's just a lot of, because I don't want to hear about that whole situation with my ex's man. Like, what? I would listen to you, but in my head, I'm like, this chick is goddamn on telling me all this ish. Meanwhile, you know, like, here I am, no, hell no. I'm sorry, don't do it. I would make it work, and through the years, it would like subside and things would get better. But I don't know. Like, for example, a great example of this is the crazy one, the white boy that I dated. I forgot what name was it. Right, the one that we.
The mechanic?
No, not the mechanic. He was not crazy. He wanted to pay for everything, and I just didn't know.
The first one, the early on one.
The early on one. The
I don't
Cuban
even know. What can we
Irish.
call him?
I don't know. Well, whatever. We just gonna call him
Gringo.
C. The gringo. Yeah, there you go.
Gringo.
El Gringuito, right? So that one, for example, his best friend married his first girlfriend. Like, not first girlfriend, but like serious
first
girl.
love.
Right, exactly.
Mhm.
First love.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, and his first love was like, he was a Leo, so he loved with everything.
Right.
Like, it was just one of those, like, oh my God. And I know because I've spoken to him. And then all of a sudden, like, they swap girlfriends. So his wife is now the kid's ex-girlfriend.
Right.
And then his, you know, whatever, married the first love. And I'm like, but y'all know what it looked like. Like,
so that would just like be a thing for you.
And then just sitting down and eating dinner.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, see, for me, that would be normal and that would be okay. And I would just rub it off like, all right, this is what we doing.
I mean, I get it. No, I know. But like, there is part of me of just, My people are sacred. And what like, and again, I guess it comes down to love language and how you see certain things.
Right.
But again, my love language, physical touch, my other love language, words of affirmation. So all of those experience, actually, my love language is all of them. But like,
well,
just
for
again,
everyone, I feel like it's a little bit of all of them, but
Right.
it just depends on like which one you like more.
Right. But it's just like that sacredness. That's why I think the worst thing that I find when people break up is that then you're spilling all of those secrets about that individual. Like that level of trust that I have with my person and what I disclose.
But that doesn't have to be the case, though.
Right.
Like, not
but
for nothing, it's certain things that you just take to your grave.
yeah, but then it's just like all of a
And your
sudden,
head is not gonna be like that.
yeah, like
Oh.
y'all were girlfriend and boyfriend. Now that's his wife. That's a whole nother level of what do you call disclosure? Like she's
Yeah.
FBI, NSA, and CIA
Yeah.
clearance.
Yeah.
So that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And then I'm sitting there like, so you know.
How did we get here? Are you a cheater or not?
But what I'm saying is that to me would be like
a level of cheating?
a level of cheating within my
your
friendship. Right. And
Okay.
I mean, simultaneously it does deal with like actual physical whatever. But technically they're not cheating. But in my head, I'm like,
You cheated on me.
yeah. So I guess ultimately the thing that does definitely bother me is just the lack of transparency that cheating brings about, whether physical or emotional. That is the thing. You did not tell me.
You didn't disclose this information.
And you also made a poor decision knowingly. I don't want to call it a mistake because you had a choice.
Because there's but that's what,
You
again.
had
A
choice.
mistake is something that happens once and you feel remorse and you apologize and you hope that your spouse forgives you and, and y'all able to move past it. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work like that. But a liar and a cheater is like, I'm talking like that's a bundle, that's a package. Like they were just lying and out here cheating on you the whole time and have you like looking crazy.
Well,
I don't know if I can't even work past that. Don't even come to me.
Well, like Ayanla, she used to have that show, Ayanla Saved My Life. Right.
Mhm.
Like she said, you can get over infidelity, but you need to, it's like an
You can't get over
internal.
lies.
No, it's an internal
lies,
thing. In order for infidelity to be like surpassed, you yourself, the person that was the victim of the lie, you need to ask yourself, am I going to be able to live tomorrow without replaying that whole situation over and over? And then every single time that something goes bad, I'm going to bring that back.
Right.
If you can't do that, walk away.
Walk away.
That's why I'm divorced.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely.
I couldn't. I just can't. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. For me, in that, okay, so using that, right, is the lie.
Right.
That I wouldn't be, like, if you lie to me, I can't. I'm going to walk away. If it was just physical touch, my nigga, all right, let's figure this out. What do you need? Like, something clearly happened or whatever. Like, was it really the alcohol or are you missing something? Or like, what is it? We need to talk about it. Versus you really lied to me and you was out here sleeping, multiple times with anyone, whether it's one person or multiple people.
So now I just realized something, and something that I used to say when I was younger. I was like, why couldn't you just call me right before you went and stuck your noodle in and been like, yo, I'm out. And then we talk about it.
Again, are you intoxicated or are you sober? Because I'm serious. Come on, you've been drunk before. You gonna sit here and tell me that you like super intoxicated and you really just you gonna stop and don't lie. Now sober,
I'm not lying.
Sober individual or
a
tipsy individual, tipsy. Again, I'm talking about full blown intoxicated.
Here we go.
There's levels. Y'all know. Come on,
there are levels.
There are levels.
But I'm going to be completely honest. That was never my thing. Like I've definitely been in situations where I've been intoxicated, but in the forefront, like I'm sorry, B. Like there's a difference. I'm sorry, B. Like you're not going to tell Dora that she doesn't have a man when she knows that she has a man. I am high, like that is just my thing. But also I'm a big stickler for respect on all facets, not just, a relationship that I have with someone sexually. I'm talking about like family. I'm talking about friendships.
No, absolutely.
Like I don't cross like that line of respect. That was like, no, like that comes into your character. Like Dora can't be put out on the streets like this.
Absolutely.
So,
I agree.
It's just, I get it.
I'm still vouching and advocating for y'all. I'm still advocating.
Let it go.
I'm not a cheater. Like, not for nothing. I have done many things in my life.
But cheating
wasn't one of them. Period.
Right. Cheating wasn't. I just, because I feel like I don't know.
I never had to cheat.
You
'cause I
can't
was always
pretend that
single
you
until
don't have a
Penelope came
wife. You
around.
can't pretend that you don't have a. I mean, you can.
You can, but again, you're a cheater. At that point,
Exactly.
you're a cheater and
But-
you're a liar.
but you're making a decision. That's what I'm saying. Like, but you can't lie to yourself. You know what your status is. So even
Yeah.
as much as, you know, pass the Hennessy, pass the Jack, like, you know, at the end of the day, how are you going to forget that? How do you forget that there's a ring on your finger? How do you forget that vow that you gave
I
to
don't think that
somebody?
you forget it per se. I feel like you get lost in a moment. And again, choices. Y'all, I'm not sitting here taking up for y'all in that sense. I'm just trying to advocate for y'all, but you still messed up. Like,
Oh, dirty.
you still dirty. Like, it just is what it is. All I'm saying is how you proceed afterwards is what I'm like really vouching for over here.
Well, it is what it is. Long story short, don't be a cheater.
Don't be a cheater. And know your partner enough to know if what you're doing is cheating.
Right. And have some respect towards that, because if you truly want to be with that individual, then you heard it. It takes some, you know, transparency, even if you agree to disagree, but you have to respect it at the end of the day. I feel like that's the sole part
Lay
of
your
it.
insecurities on the table
Mhm.
and give your heart away and pray that you don't get hurt. That's it. That's all you can do in a relationship.
Amen.
That's all you can do in a relationship.
That is. Oh, that's scary. Won't be going on so many dates anymore.
I can't. As always, guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of So You Were Saying with Dora and Lex. Don't forget that you can catch us on
Everything on IG at So You Were Saying _ and then we're on all platforms: Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Facebook. We're
You
on
name
Listen
it, we're on
Notes.
it.
We're there.
So we will see you next Friday. Bye.
Bye-bye.